My name is Sam Rock. I'm coming back from the word of the street. I just want to introduce my man Greg B.
Hey, Greg B. I got the mic. Now, my man Rock, I got questions, bro. I got questions. Like they said before, I'm from Philly. I've been living here 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I got questions because the shenanigans that go on downtown the city hall is like never ending.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for instance, I read an article in the paper this week about somebody who got $250,000
Oh
from the
yeah,
Rocky Mount
yeah.
for police brutality. Now, my question is to you because I didn't hear nothing.
Mm-hmm.
How come the NAACP did not hold a conference, call a press conference, and speak about if the officer was going to be arrested, if charges were going to be brought against the officer, is he still on the police force? Did they take his credentials? In any other city, NAACP would have been front and center, and you would know what's going on. Why was this a secret until the man got paid?
Well, I'm just gonna break it down like this, brother. The NAACP around here sits on too many boards,
Mm-hmm.
and I heard about the incident where the police was called to the address. The man that made the call to the address was the man that got assaulted.
Right.
And how he got assaulted, he had some dealing. He had a girlfriend and another girlfriend. Two girls get to fight.
Uh-oh.
So the girl jumps on him.
Mm-hmm.
So he's defending himself. Police gets out of the car. Cowboy Jesse James type. Hey! Slam him when you see fighting a woman.
Right.
Domestic violence, they always gonna defend the woman. They don't really know what's going on. So they dumped him round
Right.
on his hip, messed his hip up.
Right.
And the police said, "Hey, can you send paramedics to this house?" She was like, "What's going on? I think I hurt the man. What man is that?" I ain't gonna call his name, so and so.
Right.
She said, "He the man that called." How did he get called up in there?
Hold it. My brother, you telling me that the man called the cops and the cops show up and they ball him up. They dump him all up on his lid and all of that, and he the one that called the cops.
Yes.
The cops came up and asked no questions. They went straight
up. Straight up. They ain't trying to break him apart. They just assume this man.
Wow.
So that what happened. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened. What happened in Rocky Mount when you have uneducated polices, young polices, what we got around here. They just think the man, assuming black males or black men are doing something to black women, we the first one get attacked. No matter we trying to break up a fight, whatever, police gonna assume the black man is doing something.
Exactly.
And that's crazy because the incident at the IHOP, I was out there with Nehemiah Smith and Bronson Williams.
Right.
I go out there and tell them about the show. So me and Nehemiah, we basically like talking about it. I was like, people need to stop calling people names on the show.
Right.
Because you don't know what type of person, what's going on with a person, man, only they lost their mother, their kids, anything. When y'all just talking about, well, they need to start calling the show and talking junk about the people. So I confronted them. They like, and Bronson said, I'm gonna stop that. I'm not gonna have that no more on the show.
Right.
If you can't meet the man straight up face to face, don't do that.
Exactly.
So we was out there 15 minutes talking. We go to IHOP all the time. They be on their little side. I be on my side talking to my friend. They be over there talking to their friend. We go every day.
Right.
So the manager knew us by us coming every day. So on this day we out there talking, the manager walked by us 2 times.
Right.
He go in there and ask Mr. Terry Pittman and Mr. Cordell, do you know these guys? Just remember, we go there every day.
Every day.
Now he's talking about, do you know these guys? Mr. Pittman said, they friends. They out there talking.
Right.
Mr. Cordell said, they good. He goes behind their back, go in there and call the police and tell the police that it's 2 black males out there. I understand it's 2 black males out there, won't leave, been out there too long. So the dispatch said, are they black guys? Now I agree with Nehemiah it's the condition of the call. When you say black guys in Edgecombe County, they out there in front of the store, 3 black guys, they're gonna send about 9, 12 police over there.
Right.
Because they think black people cause trouble. So when he said that made the condition of the call took it to another level.
Well, how many cops actually showed up?
8.
8 cops.
About 8 cops. So when the dispatch said that, 1 cop came there, Bobby the Rabbit, Bobby the Easter Bunny. That's his last name, the police Bobby. So he came up there, walked past. Listen, he walked past us. The man said we stayed out there too long. Why are you gonna go in the restaurant? The call was for us. We said, how you doing? He said, hey, and walked in. So evidently he seen it, wasn't no problem. Then he comes back out and said, listen, the manager said, y'all have to leave because y'all been out here too long. Like, what? So y'all don't leave.
So it's a time limit to walk in and out of IHOP?
I guess it is. The manager, but he said, the manager said, if you don't leave, we gonna charge you with second-degree trespassing. So I said, what? So Brunson, nah, since you came out here and relayed the message for him, I want you to take this message back to him and say, I ain't coming here no more. And tell him, I think he said, I'm going to call corporate, whatever, because everything was so fast. So Brunson was still on place. I'm going to call downtown. So he was trying to get in contact with the chief and the city manager. So he said, what's your name? And Bobby, he stuck his chest up. So I said, listen, well, since y'all doing all this, let me go back in. So I goes back trying to get past him.
Trying to get back in.
He do like this. Oh, I thought he was doing a little dance.
No.
He was like a football play. I thought he was playing with Rocky Mountain singing Hathaway. He tried to get in front of me.
Stop it.
So I stepped back.
Right.
I said, hold on, is your body cam on? He said, yeah, my body cam on. I said, for number one, sir, if I would have touched you, you would charge me assault on a police officer. But you initiating the contact because you stepping in front of me. He ain't saying that. I said, all you had to, basically, I said, what you should have did is let me went in there, gang, if I was wrong, lock me up. But you wanted to be aggressive.
Right.
So I told him, I said, you don't even know the statute of North Carolina on statute of trespassing because the owner has to come out and tell us to leave in front of you, then it would have took over back to you. But you wanted to be the DA, the jury, the prosecutor, and all that. So I said, man, you can't tell me to leave because you ain't the owner telling me. Next thing you know, 5 police popped up. The black guy came over there. He was like, what's going on? I said, because the Waffle House, they trying to tell we have to leave. We come here every day. He's like, oh my God. Man, this is some crazy stuff. So the young white officer came up, and she was cute. She came up. She was very respectful. Right. Then you had the other officer, the corporal came up. Well, she was already, corporal was already there, but I'm telling you that you can't lock me with trust. He goes back in there. The corporal do. Comes back out and say, y'all, if y'all don't leave, we're gonna lock you for second-degree trespassing. So the corporal is the senior officer. He never said, I got this now. He's still laying Bobby the Rabbit, still called shots. And he was a rookie, basically. The senior officers took over that situation. You know what I'm saying? This is why the police department got to be reformed. They got to be reformed. So when they were doing that, I was getting mad, man.
So basically what you're saying is, by them having a senior officer there, he should have took over the scene and de-escalated.
That's right.
Instead of letting the rookie escalate the situation.
Yes.
Which could have went to y'all being harmed by the police.
Yes.
And all of that kind of stuff. And another lawsuit, like the brother that just got paid $250,000.
Yes. And the thing really hurt me, man, because I was getting upset because I knew if I was 18 years old, they would have to try me that day. Because we was in the right. See, if you was in the wrong, you'd be like, I'm out of here. I'm in the wrong. But the man at the Waffle House sit back, the region, and the owner came back, looked at the camera, looked at everything and said, they fired him, so we're not going to tolerate this. We're not going to tolerate racism. We're going to do this. But you have all these black people, middle class, white people saying, they want to do this. But let me tell people this. When you put in that situation as a black man, used to get put in that situation a lot when I was young, but when you get put in that situation when you're gonna change your life around, it pisses you the F off. And that's how I feel that it was very disrespectful of the police officer and the manager and the dispatch. And you think I'm gonna lay down for this? I ain't laying down on this. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Even though we disagree, me and my boss, we disagree on a lot of things. I don't team up with them or nothing, but I team up with people when they right, you right. No matter who you are, you don't like or whatever, when you're right. At that time right there, that incident, we was right. So I understand if the IHOP manager was right, people, he would have never got fired. You got to understand this. If we say we've been coming there all that many times, that man should have knew us. They rewind the tape back 10 to 13 days and seen us in there. So IHOP been looking at why you couldn't go out there and tell them that they've been coming in here. So he got himself fired, people.
Yeah.
And the police officer got him. Police officer really got him fired. All he got to do is say, come out here and tell them to leave. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But he let that situation escalate that it
So
happened.
the rookie's the one that let the situation escalate.
Because he couldn't handle it.
But when the senior officer came on the scene, he didn't take over the scene.
He was a problem
and
too.
just
Let all that happen. But the police, they called almost 8 polices for 3 black men talking out there, having a general conversation in IHOP. And the owner said we could have stayed.
There wasn't no punches.
No,
There wasn't
the
no
owner told us
cursing.
you could have stayed out there 2 hours if you wanted to.
No cursing, no fingers,
nothing.
Yo, that's crazy.
So, you know, I feel some type of way in that situation. I want everybody to understand that harassment, it can go white, it can go black, it can go any type of way. When you're wrong, you're wrong. And the officers was wrong and the owners was wrong. That's all I got to say.
I got a question for you. So why you ain't take that to the NAACP?
Oh, I filled out my paperwork. I'm gonna see what I'm gonna see what they gonna say. I know they gonna do nothing for me. My paperwork already in, baby.
So you think they gonna holler at you, man?
Yeah, they gonna holler back next year for me. Well, you know, but you know, also we got to talk about black accountability,
right?
And that topic right there is very deep for me, man.
Yeah.
Because I listen to a lot of things from you coming from Philly. We just don't have no black accountability here in Rocky Mount. Everybody that's middle class or empowered that's black, they can rob banks, they can blow up buildings, and they say, oh, they black. Let them blow up the banks, let them blow up the building because they black. Man, hell no. You can't do that, bro.
I don't know. I know what I've been saying is, as far as black accountability, or should be some black accountability, it should be something with these city council people, them 4 pastors that's sitting up in there robbing and stealing and getting away with it.
No. I gotta cut you off.
Go ahead.
We're gonna not use the 4th pastor that I said. I'm sorry. We're gonna use the ones that called out themselves pastor 1, 2. It's 3 pastors now.
Oh, it's 3?
They got it on YouTube. They say, I'm the 2nd pastor, I'm the 3rd pastor, I'm the 1st pastor. So the 4th pastor never said that. So I gotta cut him a break.
But he ain't voting with him.
Yeah,
can't let him slide.
But I'm not letting him slide on what he voting on. I'm letting him slide on because he never admitted that he was a pastor. So I got to let him slide on that.
Listen, if you like a duck, walk like a duck, quack like a duck, you a duck. If you sit there and you vote with these guys and you're all in the same chambers and you know what they voting for ain't right, like vacationing at resorts when you got abandoned houses in your neighborhood, nah, bro, you right there with them.
And guess what?
You can't get no slack from me.
He can't be no chicken.
You can't be no chicken rolling with foxes. No, you can't.
Well,
you can't.
You can't. Well, brother, we got to keep it 100.
You got to keep it 100.
That's what it is, bro.
Hey,
you know, that's what it is.
Listen, they used to tell me back in the day, I got in trouble with some other guys. Now, they did what they did. We was all in school. Principal brought me in and paddled me too. And I said, why I get paddled? I ain't do nothing. The company you keep. If they did it and you with them, as far as I'm concerned, you did it.
That's right. That's
Whether
right.
you involved, knee
That's
deep,
right.
like some of them.
That's right. Big Mama say that too. You know,
Yeah.
back in the day. You know what I'm saying? You will, you gonna get it. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
We were taught that way. But you know, black accountability, man, it's just so hard to see these guys that sits on that city council, buy cars, buy 20, 30 buildings, open up restaurants, and just downtown, they keep getting this grant money for these buildings. They ain't making no money. They ain't making no money. Ain't nothing going back in the black community. We still have no wealth in Edgecombe County. If you ride down, if you get off the bypass, come by Bojangles like, that's a good restaurant to go eat at. When you a block down the road, you be like, what in the hell happened here? Then you go another block down the road, you be like, damn, we got a Kentucky Fried Chicken, a Hardee's. Okay, I'm gonna start here to get me some gas. When you leave that little intersection, you go 3 blocks down. You like, what the fuck? What is going on?
Right.
There ain't nothing there.
Mm.
So the people on Edgecombe County don't hold those people accountable to bring something up there. And I want people to tell y'all, y'all don't go to city council like I go to. And I look at the YouTube page, the Facebook, and I go back and look at what these guys say. Mr. AK said this. He said, I bought you a bank over there on Edgecombe County side. Oh, Southern Bank? He probably ain't got no bank account.
He bought the bank.
He said, I bought you a bank over there. What that mean? I don't have my banking account over there. I got mine at Wells Fargo in the credit union.
Wow.
That's what he came out of his mouth and said.
Listen, the people that vote these dudes in office, and they talking about they bought you a bank. I want you to look at some of the stuff they doing. All of their interests have seemed to be focused on the downtown area. When you living in a neighborhood where you got blight and abandoned buildings in your neighborhood, and their main priority is focused on downtown, you should have a problem with that. Especially if you put them dudes in office.
You better.
Then you have to also look at the playgrounds that's in your communities. You got kids or grandkids. Do they have up-to-date playground equipment in them playgrounds? While these dudes is talking about going up here to a resort. Do they have decent slide? Like I've seen sliding boards in some of these communities, them old joints we had when we was growing up, where you going up 10, 15 feet, and if your grandkid or child fall off of that and get a neck injury or head injury, they done. Why aren't they focusing on the communities that you elected and put them into? You should think about that next time the election rolls around, because some of these people we got in here, as far as black accountability, hold them accountable for what they're doing. If they're not doing anything in your community, hold them accountable.
That's right.
They've been getting away for a long time. They've given you nothing, and they study profiting.
That's right.
Just food for thought.
That's right. And guess what? I agree with you on that, brother, because if you look at the playground, Mellowbrook had one of the most beautiful playgrounds, softball, baseball field. They took the fence up.
Why they do that?
Man, you know what Mr. Kevin Yerberg said, whatever his name is, Parks and Rec. He said, we don't make no money off that part no more. So now they don't took all the parks and took them to Nash County. So they letting all the black parks go down the drain. Because if you look at what he said, he told the truth. Because you go down behind Sarkin Mountain, where they used to have the nice softball field. Man, they got pile of dirt. The baseball, Little League baseball field, they got fence tore up. They don't snatch all the bleachers out of there. How can black people go back and play at their own parks? We don't need to go out there. Every time you go down there, the new event center, the park, man, that park makes a lot of money. Yeah, but you got to pay every time you go down there.
You got to pay.
You got to pay
to use the public park.
That park down there.
Man. Hold it. The
park down there.
Fam, you're telling me to use the public park in Rocky Mount, you got to dig in your pocket?
You got to dig in your pocket when you go down there. Yeah.
Hold it, man. This ain't, you got to be pulling my chain, bro. How in the world a public park, taxpayer dollars, you got to pay? No.
I'm telling you.
But here's the deal, right? The people, what park, what ward is that where they got the gate missing, where they yanked up the gate?
Oh, that's Ward 3.
Ward 3.
Yeah, Ward 3.
Who's the ward leader of Ward 3?
Well, it would be, matter of fact, it's tricky. So it would be Ward, it would be Ward 4, because that's right behind St. Martin. That's Mr. Walker Ward. So it'll be his ward. He probably don't even, you know what I'm saying? He probably don't even know that the park is messed up there, because Sark and they spent so millions of dollars on Sark. That's what I understand. They put so much money in Sark Mountain Gym and make it look good. It look good now. But if you walk around the back of it like DC, at the harbor, and you make one of the wrong streets down there on Harbor, you in the ghetto. You're in the ghetto. I'm for real. You're in the ghetto. That's how when you walk around the back of the Sark Mountain, look at the park. Boy, it's trash. They should have put money, when they fixed Sark Mountain Community Gym, they should have fixed the park too. Right. They just left the park like it is. Ain't no black kids want to play baseball, softball, but baseball is the highest paid sport. A kid can come out of, this is what I understand, a kid can come out of high school making millions of dollars in baseball. Can't do that in basketball. You can't do it in football. You see what I'm saying? A kid can get a $2.5 million contract if he good in high school and go straight to the league out of high school. That's the only sports you can really do. Basketball can do it, but it's kind of hard.
Right.
But baseball, any kid in the world good can do that. And they should invest back in these baseball fields. Look at the boy Gooden. What's the name? Gooden out of Rocky Mount. He's out there, came out of Rocky Mount, come back, talking about what he wanted to do. You know, I don't know. He giving up money and not having these programs. But at the end of the day, he making money. He's one of our black young leaders in baseball right now, and they should be investing back in the baseball fields. And that's God knows truth. But the black accountability, the people that sits on these boards and sits up there, man, forget that. That sits on the board in City Rocky Mount, the NAACP, sit on the board of OIC, and sit on the electric board. They need to come together and do something about these parks. Okay, I can't put all the pressure on you about this killing day. Y'all don't want nobody to do, but these parks, these always been where the kids go to let out some steam, some frustration, and everything. There ain't no parks no more. There ain't nothing no more.
Ain't nothing for the kids to do here.
They look like ruins now.
I've never seen a place where they have nothing for the kids. You don't have no playgrounds. Like the playgrounds that I saw riding around here, man, come on. Them things is done. And they don't have no, like, you have to have some type of self-pride in your neighborhood. If your neighborhood ain't doing nothing for you, you ain't gonna want to do nothing for your neighborhood.
Man,
they should have a league. These brothers that's coming home from jail, cut them a check. Make them coaches. Let them do something to develop these young boys and the little ladies. Drill team, something for the kids in the community.
They patting the pockets, man. They ain't doing. Listen, older people, middle-aged people, your grandkids. The future is your kids. If you gonna sacrifice your grandkids or your kids for the city councilmen, y'all are crazy. I don't even need to talk to y'all. Y'all, cause y'all putting these people is not doing enough for us, putting y'all kids, grandkids' future in these people's hands. They need some black leaders, young leaders that understand some generation as people or some generation X people and Z. Because at the end of the day, the millennials, they're the ones can change this, man. Baby boomers can't change nothing, man. Y'all, man, they can't do
gotta
nothing.
do something for the
Can't do
neighborhoods.
it. You know what I'm saying?
Me personally, I can't vote for somebody or keep them in office if they ain't doing nothing for the community. When they doing something for the community, they doing something for you. You want your kids to turn around and have something to do. But I don't get it, man. I don't see how they've been getting away with the stuff they've been getting away with this.
Man, they doing.
I don't see it.
Them guys are Donald Trump. That's what they is, man. They the black Donald Trump of the community. They talk the same game. That if you look at Donald Trump, you sit back, racism and all that stuff. As the black community, they speak the same. They speak the same revenue. They speak the same language, man.
But
They do the same thing.
my whole twist is like when they sitting back, you want something done with the city, you want something done at NAACP. But if you wearing all of these hats and your loyalties, from what I saw, how is it this person gets $250,000 settlement? You never heard about the police brutality. There was no press conference. You never heard about what actions they took against the cop, if they did anything at all. And is this same cop still on the street? Does this cop have a pattern of getting physical with the residents?
Well,
Did they take his credentials where he can't be a cop no more?
I don't know. They suspended the guy, but I'm asking about that.
Why hasn't there been a press conference? This is like the second incident I heard about where the NAACP should have done something. They should have had a press conference.
They ain't got no money, man.
This is the second time. That ain't nothing. You call a press conference, they will come.
They ain't got no money in the pot. They ain't got nothing, man. They ain't trying to help us, man. Do you know how many guys I talked in the community, black people, saying not only the murder, what happened at OIC, there was sexual harassments and all that type of stuff.
What?
Bro, and they fired, listen, bro. They fired one of my people, and the person that did this, they gave him a package deal. Didn't get the other person a package deal. They cut it. You got to go. They cut him. And they don't pay nobody. I got some more people saying they worked there for a whole month, didn't get paid. And then when he asked about the money, the president of OIC got him fired.
Wow.
But they got all the grant money in the world, but you can't get paid.
Wow. Yeah, I do know somebody that worked for OIC and they getting peanuts. I know elephants that wouldn't lift their tusk for them. Them cats ain't trying to pay no loot. You getting slave wages. They gonna hate it if they pass that $15 minimum wage act where you got to start paying people. They probably shut the OIC down.
OIC, if they had to pay you $15, you get $7.25 minimum wage. You ain't getting no 15 for them.
Yeah.
Them guys are something else, bro.
Oh man, yo, listen, I got something for you, man.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen other entertainment centers in other cities.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to know whose bright idea was it to add the OIC to the entertainment center? What Rhodes Scholar decided that the OIC should be a part of the entertainment center? Like I'm saying, it's crazy. It looks retarded. When you ride by the front of the OIC, it looks lovely. When you make that turn to put your car in the parking lot, the first crazy thing you see is an abandoned church sitting in the middle of the parking lot. You look to the other side, you see a gigantic O and an I and a C. We are the only entertainment center in North Carolina with an OIC in it. The other entertainment centers on sports complex, they ain't got that garbage going on, man. Whose bright idea was that? Could it be one of the 2 members of the city council that serve on the board of the OIC? I'm just saying.
It was the whole city council back then when they did it. It was the majority of the blacks, and then also with David Cone and that gangster lawyer they got, Jared Rhodes. He gonna tell everybody to sign to the left because he don't care. That's who made it happen. You can't fault all the black people. Can't fault all the black people. The white people was involved with it too. David Cone knew what he was doing. Rhodes knew what was going on. They all knew. They was in the cookie jar together, making it happen.
But still, that looked like an eyesore for the residents when you showing off the entertainment center, and you roll around and you looking at the OIC. They got their own door to the entertainment center and everything.
It is crazy, man. Listen, people. Listen. When I looked at the records, if OIC make if the Vet Center make $2 million, understand this. You educated people. OIC get 10%. If you don't know your math, That's $200,000. I don't. If they don't get the money, where do that money go to? Do it go back to the black community, or it goes out other organizations that they run? Where do that money go to? People, you need to ask the question about that. If they get $200,000 out of $2 million, where do that $200,000 go to? This is what they make 10% whatever the event center make. But guess what else? If the event center take a loss, say the event center go in the hole for $3 million, OIC ain't got to pay no $300,000. That's on the event center. See, long the event center profit, they get the profit. If the event center go in the hole, OIC got the best of the both worlds. They got the best of the both worlds.
So they're getting advertisement at the entertainment center for just being involved.
Yeah.
And when the entertainment center make money, they make money.
They make money.
If the entertainment center lose money,
they don't lose nothing.
They don't lose nothing.
Wow.
And they said, gotta be kidding me.
Yeah. How you can say OIC is Rocky Mountain? No, they ain't. So I'm gonna just tell you this. You know what? You know who is Rocky Mountain? You know who is Rocky Mountain? It is UNC Nash General. Because so many people was born there. They the one built this city where it is today. White and black. Dr. Bailey and Dr. Wilson. They the one deliver so many black kids in this community. So OIC, you can never be Nash General, the old name, now it's UNC Nash General. So I don't never want to hear nobody say, OIC is the community. Nah, you ain't.
Nah, not like that.
I wasn't born out of OIC. I wasn't born out of OIC. I came out of Nash General. I don't think nobody in this city was born out of OIC. I don't know what you're talking about.
What?
I don't know what you're talking about. You ain't had no doctor there. Dr. Bailey, Dr. Wilson would never work for you. I'm Dr. Brian. They would never work for you. They want that money off the top. If they were living today, I mean, they living today. Y'all tell me we want to recruit you, then I got to get mine off the top. I know you're digging in that bag. I got to have mine.
Man, I'm still tripping. I can't believe them, man. I can't believe. So these cats don't. And this is what a little birdie told me. I don't know. How much do they pay for rent? The OIC.
Well, I'm not accurate, but I'm gonna say this: the word on the street, because that's what it is. They pay 2.50 cents. What's that?
$1?
Okay,
100 pennies?
100 pennies.
Come on, man.
10 dimes.
Come on, man. Not 10 dimes.
They pay 10 dimes. However you want to break it down.
Hold it. Now, mind you, the OIC was originally a nonprofit organization, but they stuck them in a for-profit building.
Mm-hmm.
And you're telling me that whenever the event center make money, they get loot.
Mm-hmm. You know what it is, man. You're right. They the fish table. They pay $1 and they hit for 10 million. You spit that dollar in the fish table, you can hit for 300. They the fish table in Rocky Mountain. They the major fish table.
Wow.
They need to put fish tables at the OIC. That's what they is.
I don't believe this.
They getting all the money. Can't beat them. They the fish table now.
You got to pay to use the park, a public park.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The OIC lose money. I mean, well, not the OIC because they ain't gonna lose.
They ain't gonna never lose.
But you talking about the entertainment center? They got them stuck in the entertainment center.
Yeah.
They got their own door. They can go in for free, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Then you turn around and tell me that if the entertainment center lose money, they don't lose nothing.
Don't lose nothing.
But if the entertainment center make money, they get paid.
Yeah.
Even though this is supposed to be a non-profit organization stuck in a for-profit building, which it's an eyesore. It's an eyesore. Why would you do that to this building that taxpayers pay for?
They don't care.
Oh, that's what it is.
They don't care.
No.
If a man sit there for the Black Action Committee and put in racism, say, I'm gonna listen, people. I'm gonna get this money to my son. We need everybody to vote that way to get this money to my son. So that means he have no integrity. He have no integrity. The soup kitchen is only getting 20,000. You could have gave that to the soup kitchen, the homeless shelter. Could have gave that money to the homeless shelter. You could have gave it to an organization that's doing more in the community. Don't give it to the Black Action Committee. Campaign, where they end racism, they ain't gonna feed nobody. They ain't gonna put nobody in no house.
True.
I already know there's racism in Rocky Mountain. Racism is here. It's gonna stay. Ain't going nowhere. Ain't going nowhere.
Right.
Ain't no. We look like we the biggest racists in Rocky Mountain. We're killing each other. You think? Do you think a KKK can come over there and wear a sheep over his head? That mother gonna be in his ass. You believe that? He ain't wearing no sheep in his head in World War I. I'm just gonna keep it one. Ain't no white man can come over there with no shotgun.
Your guy
none of that, bro.
Your guy somebody
ain't none of that. Ain't no man can come over there with a shotgun or none of that.
Your guy somebody in there right now.
What?
And they don't have no sheet over their head.
Well, that's right.
They just as black as me and you. They don't have no sheet over their head, and they doing just as much damage as the KKK.
They is.
And the neighborhood keep voting them back in.
That's because they have. I just want people to understand this. Young black people and educated people to understand this. The reason why they're getting voted back in because our great grandmothers and our grandmothers and some of our mothers allow. They have went through. Black people have went through a lot in race. I mean, in that time in the 60s and the 50s and the 40s, and I understand how they feel about some white people. I understand that, and they use that term. The KKK is coming back. We need to keep these jobs here, so we need to keep these in here so we can stop them from coming in here and doing that. Hey, brother, listen. That's good the KK is over there. I don't care about that. But they come on my terrain, they got problems. Well, that's how young people think. They not coming around young people. People got to understand the KKKs is not the ones in the sheet anymore. They're the judges, the lawyers, the prosecutors, and everybody in government. They are the new KKKs now, and not the old one with the sheets on the head. So we battling a whole bunch of people now, man. And this is what our people got to understand. You got to put young people in these chairs because a lot of our older people are still using flip phones, still got a house phone. They're still in the house turning. So they might got in car phones
with the long cord.
With the long cord.
The long cord.
These kids are coming out of their mother's womb, jumping on a smartphone, know what's going on, and the older people can't keep up with this mind frame of these young people, man. That's why young people got to take over this Rocky Mountain era. Because they don't want to take this Rocky Mountain into another millennium, man. It ain't the guys that 60 and 70 can do that. Because if you look at the presidents of the communities that ran by these city councils, there's only one girl, probably 30 years old. The rest of them like 70 and 60 and 80 years old that running these communities. And they out of touch with these young people. I heard a guy tell me, the guy said, send me something. He said, man, I got a flip phone, man. I can't see it on YouTube. I got to do something.
Still in the past.
You still in the past, man.
Yeah, they got to step it up.
If you got a flip phone, and that's the only way you know how to work, that means you got to relate to these young people. Because they out in front. They gone.
Yeah, definitely.
They gone.
Definitely.
So we have to change the mind frame of the people, man. Until we change the mind frame of the people, it's crazy.
Yeah, I can get it. I can dig it.
So
go ahead.
So I'm just saying about Mr. Andre Knight, AK. This guy has man. Let me tell you what he have done. What he have done to us as black young men. The man had called the police on me, said I had harassed him, Mr. Knight. Said I had harassed him.
He said you harassed him?
Yeah, because I was downtown on Main Street filming all the old houses and old buildings. And I looked over, he was talking to somebody. So he hid behind the little fence. So I walked on that side, he started filming me. So I'm out and about doing things. Mr. Andre Knight, again. I'm out in the streets. I'm out in the streets riding around. My wife called me. Said, what have you done? You got about 4 police over here. I said, what over there? Tell me they asked for you. They want you to come downtown and see what's going on. I said, all right, I'll be there. You know me, I drove right down there.
Right.
Jumped out, Mr. Andre Knight again. I goes over to the city, talk to the sergeant. He come bring a piece of paper to me and tell me to read it. I see harassing and stalking. I said, you don't get that D paper away from me, man. You think I don't know my rights? Man, what's going on with this? Well, this is what he's saying. Man, if anybody know me, if I'm going to do something here, I'm going to do it, brother.
Right.
I don't care about no police, the consequences. So he's lying. He's lying, bro.
So what is going on with that brother? I mean, you don't know, but I'm just saying, what do you think is going on with that brother, so-called, that makes him so fearful of you? Why does he feel
Because I'm a type of person, I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to speak my mind, how you doing, your people, and everything.
Right.
Because if you're not on that team and you talk all against you,
right,
they mad at you.
like we doing right now.
Yeah, like we're doing right now.
Okay.
They mad at you. They want us to be a part of them. I can't be a part of that stuff, man. And he's mad at me because I guess he's intimidating me because he know people he don't ask people in the street. And they're like, you messing with Sandrock, man. You better back up. People don't told him in the hood that he didn't want to be played with. And I'm not. So stop messing with me, brother, because I'm not messing with you. Well, I said to city council, you're a public head figure. They talked about Obama. Obama carried that with some prestige. He didn't care. He rubbed that off. Those guys can never be Obama. They so sensitive, man. They ain't got no testosterone or nothing in them, man. They sensitive. You say anything to them guys, man, they go, oh, you talking about what? He threatened me. He threatened me. They sit there and talk about the white man was running, the mayor. You ought to see, the next time when I do, I'm going to show you that video. You ought to see all those so-called black leaders sitting back there while he was at the podium. And this is the fact, people, because the video is out there. Talk about Santa Claus. To this day, he still say the thing. This guy has not got over. You won the election, man. What is more you need to prove? You prove that I'm the better man than the other man. So I don't have to talk about it. The man still go on and on, talk about this stuff and talk about us. Man, you worry about what I'm doing, man. I'm going to keep saying you on fire, bro, because you dead wrong what you doing. You're a crook. You're a crook, bro.
But what's his initials again?
AK.
AK?
Yeah. Not BK. AK. Andre Knight. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He just something else, man. He just, man, but you gotta look at this. Let me say this again. Andre Knight. He has about 15 stores. And I ain't lying, people.
Wow.
I ain't lying. You can go downtown, you work on them every day. Go down there. But they say I'm a hater. No, I know people came to you, want to buy property down there. You say, I can't help you. But you got 15 stores. You got houses. You got all this stuff.
Right.
But when you came in office, you didn't have nothing.
Yeah.
Now I want to know what kind of hustle you doing. I need to know how to hustle you doing. You come with all that. Right. Then you know what the black people say. Is it wrong for him to buy property? Is it wrong for him to sit on the city council and buy property? Yes, it is. Because anybody know, the council comes down with a chain of command. That means that you know everything gonna come out before it hits the lower bottom, so you can snatch it. That's unethical, man. That means that people ain't got a chance to buy no property because you gobbling it up. You gobbling everything up. The man, Beth Woods, what she said about $47,000, man.
Wow.
And black people are taking up for it. So I just want that to die down and let that go. They need to be dead.
No,
man.
it don't.
You go back to Bronson show, they talking about it. It need to be dead, man. Hold up, bro.
But that's the part of the problem right there. When they keep doing stuff, and instead of holding them accountable, they just want you to sweep it under the rug. No, ain't no sweeping under the rug.
Because that dirt going to build up and that rug going to get higher and higher.
Exactly. You know, somebody going to trip over that joint.
You know what I'm saying?
But here's something else, right? Maybe you can explain to the people about this election coming up. Because it seemed like it's a little complicated, but then maybe again it ain't. But it's got something to do with the census.
Yes.
Because when is the election supposed to be this year?
It's supposed to be, I think, in November.
All right, it's supposed to be in November, but
October. I think
it's
October,
getting pushed
November.
back because of
The census, the wars, they can't, I'm going to just say they can't tell up the numbers in the war of the people and know who stay and what stay. But at the end of the day, I think they should go on with it because you did a presidential election, because if you do that, it falls back a presidential election. We don't know if people really stay away. And the governor election and all that, y'all move that forward. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. So what I'm saying, you need, for American people that's born in this country, if y'all have any integrity, take this election forward and show that y'all don't care, this don't mean nothing, to move this city forward. Because we can't take another year with y'all guys up there. I can't. I don't know about nobody else rocking. I can't.
a lot of people.
I fight so hard. When I look at my grandbaby, she's 12 years old, and she's about to get into sports. My grandson, my grandbaby, he loves football. Y'all not destroy my grandkids. I can't have them under your leadership. We have to have some strong leadership.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
You always got to have a strong man on that city council. When they don't lost going out there and going to these people's house and say what's going on with the murder, or talking to these people's family, you know you don't have no leadership in the street. But you can have all the leadership out there and rock them out, but you're not reaching back to the people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The people is where the leadership need to be. They need somebody to uplift them and take them forward. But then y'all are pastor, so that make it even better to uplift the people.
They supposed to.
They supposed to.
But when you mix the pastor and politics, you know one of them got to play out.
Yeah.
And right now, it's seeming like the politics is taking over and clouding the judgment of some of these pastors.
Yeah. Well, that's the
because
double
there's
peace
no
syndrome.
way in the world you can wear two hats. If you're a pastor, be a pastor.
Double
if you in
peace syndrome.
politics, be in politics.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be trying to wear both hats, be a pastor, be in charge of the OIC, be on the city council. Come on, man. You clouding yourself. You making yourself run around here like a chicken with your head cut.
Yeah.
But you're going to be loyal to one.
Yeah. See, I just came to me. They love the politics. They love the pastor. And they love VP, vice president.
They love the power.
They love all the power of controlling them pawns. I don't play checkers, I play chess. It's time for somebody to get to that king. I'll use all my pieces to destroy that king. And no matter how you do it, when you out there playing chess, you got to get to that king. You got to sacrifice something to get to that king. And that's what we doing. That's what we doing here today, brother.
Exactly.
We revealing a lot of stuff that people need to know about. But this is what I want people to look at. Again, Mr. Andre Knight. Again. He, CSS, has stopped progress years ago, a couple years ago. So I don't know why the city council choose him to go up there to Ohio or Chicago, where it was at. He flew on a plane. It was a white man plane. He got up there. It was two planes that went there. But I'm not going to tell you the plane went, but it was a white man plane. They goes to the headquarters. He goes in there with the same arrogance. What y'all said in city council, he goes up there at a corporation with the same arrogance.
Did he call him racist? He
couldn't call racist, and there were too many of them.
He was outnumbered.
He went up there with the same arrogant attitude. He tells the CEO of CSS, the president, whatever, you know, Rocky Mount is 62% black population, minority, whatever. So we need 63% jobs for black people. This is what he tells the CEO.
Gotta be kidding.
CEO, he needs 63% of these people in Rocky Mount to get these jobs in Rocky Mount. That means the whole company, they would have been black. Yeah, but he not a businessman. That's why Terry Pilkman is a great businessman. He knew not to go in there and say no dumb stuff like that. But anybody knows you still have to have, every company got to hire 20% of minority people in any company. This man went 43% over that. CEO man laid back. Meet the dream. I'll talk to y'all later. Going back where you going. Get on out of here. He walked up out of there, got back on the white man plane, flew back to Rocky Mountain. If I was flying that plane, I would tell him, you got the parachute. You got the parachute. But it ain't funny, people. He almost killed a major deal for the black community. Understand this.
The community in general.
It was in jeopardy because they sent him up there. He almost killed the whole black community for what he said and did. They should have something. I got to give him big people. I got to say that they should have shot Reuben Blackwell up there because Reuben wouldn't have did no stuff like that. I'm just going to tell. I can't put him up there. But I'm just saying that he almost killed the whole black community. CSX started not to come here. After they almost invested almost I think it was at the time, they invested $600 million. And y'all going to sacrifice him for the black community? And while these companies were going to come here and get other black people jobs, $600 million, and y'all still going to sacrifice him? Man, he would have to go. With that $600 million, and also other people can get jobs and build this community, he was gone. We would told him, you got to go. That's the problem with this community. We got the wrong leadership working deals for us behind the scenes. He's not the man for us to work no deal for me. You think about if he was an agent, he's an agent, he coming there working a deal for you and talking about, listen.
I had to do my own deal. I couldn't deal with dude, man. Can't do no deal with him. I do my own deal. Listen,
he talking about, you know Graham worth $30 million.
Nah.
This is what we're gonna do.
Nah.
We gonna skim it out. Go tell the owners we're gonna get him 12. And I'm gonna take the other 18 off the top.
Number one, he wouldn't even be in my team. That dude couldn't even hold nothing. Man, listen, I ain't gonna go there. But for me, I sit back and look at some of the blight in some of the communities.
Mm-hmm.
We had the same problem in Philly, and yeah, I'm thinking about the same thing that went on in Philly.
Mm-hmm.
What happened was the city turned around and went in these neighborhoods. They had a blight program where they went in the neighborhoods. So instead of focusing on downtown, like some of these pastors are doing, they should have focused in these neighborhoods that elected them to office. And what the blight program did was they bought all of these homes. The city bought the homes in the neighborhoods that needed the help. They gutted the houses out, put all new everything in the house, and they sold the houses at cost. Well, not at cost, but they sold them where they made a profit that went back into the city's coffers. And now you got an abandoned house, the area that used to be an abandoned house, you're getting tax and revenue from that now. That money's going to come in forever, and you're getting money back from the property that you fixed up. These people that voted them in here, and you sitting back and you looking at nothing happening in your neighborhood, but they study buying stuff up downtown. I don't get that.
Well,
I don't get that.
Well, you know this, man. These guys think they're bigger than God. They're going to do whatever they want to do. But at the end of the day, I have been mentally abused by Mr. Knight. The things he had did with the police department, the things he have did with my friend Terry Pittman, called the police on him, the things that when Mr. Pittman was in Cool Geeks, he had mold, they had a verbal contract with Charles Penny. He ran for election. They gained up him, did all this shenanigans. The lawyer that Mr. Pittman had, guess what, people? That was fighting for Terry Pittman. He jumped off Terry Pittman's case, and guess what he get right now, people? Look at me good. Mr. Andre Knight again, people. Listen to this good. He went over, the white lawyer went over to OIC and joined the Dirty Dozen. He joined the Dirty Dozen. The same guy was fighting for Mr. Pittman to go against the city of Rocky Mount. He went over there and joined them guys. I seen him a month ago when I was in the city council, Mr. Clay Turner. I seen him a month ago when he was in the city council when he talking about when we were doing the graveyard, our ancestors cleaned it up when nobody else would want to do it. Now the city talking about taking it over. He said, oh, those people shouldn't be out there. Those people. That's our ancestors. We black people. White man saying those people, but you work for OIC. You sit on the board of Reuben there, but that's acceptable for them when you say those people. I got pissed off when I said something about it at the city council that day when y'all went behind me. But y'all defend the white people y'all want to defend. That's what pissed me off about, because he's a good white person. He ain't good because you hang with him. He good because he hanging with us. He working for us. That don't fly, because you can't speak racism when you having people on your board that's white. I'm a racist because I helped Sandy Robinson, but he good because he left Terry Pittman and went on to work for you. That's nepotism, conflict of interest. He did all of that, and y'all hired the boy. So at the end of the day, man, y'all can say what y'all want to say about white people. If white people gonna help me for my people, I'm rolling with it. Because I went to black people, they didn't do nothing. I'm about a cause, baby. I'm about going out here and doing something for my people, which y'all ain't doing. So that's what I have to tell y'all face to face, man. You got anything to say, homie?
Hey, man, I'm riding this bus and I'm riding till the wheels fall off, because right now I'm confused. You're saying that a lawyer who represented your man, Terry Pittman, turned around. Was the case against the city or something?
Yes.
And now he's working for the OIC.
Yes.
Wow. That's amazing.
And this is what we fighting, people. This is what we fight.
That's a conflict of interest.
Yeah, that's what we fight. This is what we fight. You know what I'm saying? This is crazy. Understand the game of chess. You got black and white pawns. I beat this guy this time. He could be white. Guess what time? I had the black pawns. Now if I beat him, I got to get the white pawns. It's always going. What I'm trying to tell you, it's always going to be black and white, regardless of how you look at it. You know, you're bold. You got the black ball, you got the white pins. You know what I'm saying? The world makes things racist in color. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, there's only one race, and that's the human race. That's what I'm trying to reach y'all. Because you might have a white guy that got a heart, a goal. Y'all won't say racism when y'all had that little march of that Black Lives Matter at Battle Park, when the white people's out there standing right beside you, pumping their fists. If you go back to Private Hoover Jones, when he came to Rocky Mount, I was out there. It was only 3 black people, and there's like 20 white people waving them home. That Donald Trump brought this, signed a bill with the guy called Seeds to bring 50 bodies home from Korea. Vietnam War. Y'all weren't saying nothing then. When white people was out there waiting for Private Hoover Jones to come home, and they were stopping on the street, you ain't say nothing then. When the white motorcycle people was coming in front of the castle and everything, fire trucks, state troopers and everything, you won't say nothing then, but now you're trying to use a race issue to your advantage. Man, get out of here, man.
That's how they run it. That's how they run their election.
Get out of here, man.
They run their election off of race.
Get out of here. Well, if that's the case,
they run it off race.
I'm going to stay going to Nash General. I ain't going to OIC. You can believe that. I'm going to stay going to Nash General. Terrible. I'm not going to OIC for nothing. Y'all got people giving out COVID tests that's going to school to be a chef.
What?
Well, you know, that's all I got to say, man.
Hold up.
I'm not going there,
you
man.
trying to say? You trying to say they put the chicken broth in the noodles instead
It
of?
might be, but they'll never tell about me. They'll never swell up on me. You can believe that. So you know, we gonna end this, man. And you know, and I'm just saying it. Greg B. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, tell them what you did, man.
What I did?
Serve your country, man.
Oh yeah. You know, I feel a certain type of way when I heard about the man being a vet. And by me being another vet who served in combat, I think that's pretty messed up to come home and then you got to fight and go at it again with your own city. And after you done already went to combat, that man was in Vietnam. And then you turn around, instead of the NAACP properly representing him, he had to go file a federal lawsuit. Where's the NAACP? And as a vet myself, I feel some type of way, man. That wasn't even cool.
It wasn't
cool.
What would you rank in service? What would you rank?
I was a sergeant.
What?
Sergeant.
You had people under you then?
Yep. And I would
Wow.
never treat my people like these council people treating the residents of Rocky Mount.
Ooh. So you heard it.
They
That's
lame,
Grand,
man.
that's Grand B people.
That's lame.
You know what I'm saying? And I want to say this. Now, do you smell what the Rock is cooking?
My man.